On the last episode of 20 Sides, Dail, Lucia, and Holden accompany younger Fenner back to Glen. They introduce him to his older twin brother Thorn, and both are floored. Eventually, Fenner heads to the inn for the night. The adventurers wrestle with the idea of time travel before they bed down for the evening. Before doing so, Dail brings Fenner food to his room. And upon waking up, the party levels up to level 3. And now, episode 11 of The Nexus. Welcome to 20 Sides, a fast-paced, story-driven, actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Now, Campaign 2, The Nexus.
Well, I was going to say, Holden is going to wake up really early. He didn't sleep well. He's going to get up really early, and he's going to go to the inn and tavern.
Okay.
And just see if Fenner is going to wake up or not. If he's going to come down, maybe he'll talk with him if he does. But it was just kind of something to do rather than lay in bed.
Yeah.
And then Jace, obviously, when he comes down, or Lucia, when she comes down, he'll just start his day there. But he's kind of seeing if Fenner's going to come down because he wants to talk to him.
Right.
And just kind of see if there was something else he remembered or thought or saw or whatever.
Yeah. Lucia, are you an early riser?
Definitely.
Okay.
Early. So I guess I'm going to go down and have some tea in the tavern.
All right. Jace?
Yeah, sure. I'll get down there with everybody.
And Dail?
I'm coming from my parents or from my house. So,
Yep.
I guess I'd be like early-ish.
She's so excited to keep going. So she's like, I got to see my boy.
So, Lucia, tell me more about your studies here. And you said your team is coming soon?
Right. Well, we just, before the tower ever rang out, we were already on our way here. We go wherever our funding comes from, and we will start a new dig and expedition, and this was just next on the list.
And you have a big team? How many?
No, it's about 4 of us.
Just 4? Yeah, that's good. I mean, we have a new team. This team helping you figure out some other mysteries. Well, what do you hope to do with your research?
Oh, well, I'd like to write a book about it. I've also just really want to uncover as much as I can. You'll notice that I do study the magic that I find, and there are ways that we can bring magic back if people want it.
I totally agree. And, I feel like people absorb and take in information better if it's in a more narrative story. Do you agree?
I mean, it depends on the person.
I mean, if you wanted to reach a wider audience, not everybody's a scholar like you and I. Right. We're not going to go to the library. Not everybody goes to the library to learn.
But what if we could put it all into a brand new museum and it's all just on display and people can learn there by looking at it?
That would be great too, but it would reach even more people if it was in a story, and a story right, exactly. So, I think that's really where you're going to make a bigger impact, being part of this story.
Right, but sometimes there's people in my field and they just want the fame, and I don't really want that. I just want to find it and share it. And
it's not for fame at all.
Nobody even has to know who found it, really.
Your name doesn't have to be included.
Okay, I mean, you could include it.
Right, we can. Okay. Right. But again, I think it's just I think your research is so important, and that we're just going to reaching more people and people knowing more about these mysteries of history. And it being in a narrative format, I think it's just going to reach a much wider audience. So I think if you stick with us, uncover more mysteries, unlock more of the history, and we can tell the world about it.
All right.
So I just don't want you're locked out. You keep mentioning that, you're done in a couple of days. I want you to just let your mind free of that, and maybe just kind of just go along with the adventure. Maybe adopt a Dail's attitude. You see how excited she is every day?
She
just
is
ready
quite
to go
excitable.
On an adventure. I feel like you're holding back a little bit.
Right. Well, I'm also a bit scared. I'm not sure.
Hey, trust me.
Things
I know.
There's been lots of blood and shadows,
as you can tell.
Yeah, you said that wouldn't happen, and I noticed that. I noticed that you do.
Didn't know Dale's gonna be so run into battle for everything.
Well, did you see her? I mean, she carries a gigantic sword.
It is.
I would imagine that she would use that if you had it. She's very nice.
She's very nice.
Very fun, very nice.
I mean, she just hit that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in mid-conversation.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it's a little out of character. Or I thought. She seemed so nice.
Perhaps that is her character.
May I ask, how did you? I have been here the whole time.
The shadows are everywhere.
Yes, I am quite sneaky. How did you all find your magical powers? With them being so rare these days.
I study ancient texts, and that's where I learn it.
There's a lot of people who study ancient texts that cannot perform magic.
Well, I think if you try hard enough and if you dig in the right spots, you find it and you practice. And then I don't have much of a social life. I just pretty much do this. But I don't know how you have.
You know, I don't even think of what I do as magic, right? I don't think so. I think it's more of just, I don't know if you want to think of it as fate. Or
I don't.
The muse.
I don't.
Or what?
I don't.
Yes,
I
definitely don't.
I haven't, I'm not conjuring snowballs out of the thin air like Lucia over here. I'm just
learned that one last night. I was practicing. Did you see them come out the window?
We're all,
It's like outside of a window. It's just like a
Yes.
pile of snow.
There's like
Summertime.
7 snowmen just hanging out.
they're all melting because it's summer.
Olaf shows
So
up.
I don't really,
Yeah.
I don't think, I'm just kind of feel like fate has brought us all together.
Again,
And
I think
I'm
we were all
guiding-
just in this space, and I was
Right, I
working,
mean-
and he lives here, and that's not really fate.
Lucia, as Udon servants always say, the strongest chain is useless in a wooden box.
That's, you should, I'm going to include some of your sayings in the book.
Did that one go over your head a little bit? Basically, we see what you can add to our group here, and we see how valuable what you are able to do and accomplish. And if you put yourself in a wooden box, well, it's useless, is what we're trying to say.
I see it now. I see it. It does make sense.
So yes,
I like some of your others. This one might make a little sense.
all of mine make sense if you dig hard enough. But I think about some of the fables we've heard over time that we don't even know if they're true or not. Some of the things like Lichbane Thunder Force that they did, and they've
that's very
lasted
true.
for hundreds of years. Those stories, I have to side with Jace.
Quite
It's
inspirational.
Quite inspirational, but again, you could either let your accomplishments die to time, like I've seen so many things do, or go on an adventure that tells a true heroic story, as Jace is saying, and then yes, you live forever.
Didn't think I guess all right.
We're just saying, just stick around a little longer and not worry. Your team, when they get here, I'm sure they can, start some research without you. We're gonna get back to that circle probably tomorrow.
All right.
Probably.
Right.
It's definitely a chance of that happening.
Perhaps this will get me a bit more funding.
Yeah, there's that too.
Okay.
We are
That too.
promised money from the mayor, and so it definitely would bring you more funding. I agree.
Did my alarm go off?
Mm-hmm.
It has not gone off yet.
Okay.
And about that time, Dail walks in.
Yeah, she runs in. She's like where she ran to the tavern. Hey guys,
I just see this huge orc just running around.
what you guys doing?
Good morning, Dail.
Good morning, Dail.
I am so hungry. But has Fenner been downstairs?
He has not. I have
No.
been here for
Okay.
quite a while, and he has not come downstairs. No.
Don't believe he has left his room yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna order my usual.
About that time, your alarm goes off.
I do believe your friend is on his way.
How do you know that?
Obviously, we're very interested in what happened to him, and so I put an alarm on his door, so just in case he left, and now he's going
very-
off, and I think he's right over there.
Yes, very
Starts
smart.
walking down the
Smart,
steps.
smart.
Very smart.
Comes down. It's got a little bed head going on.
And
A new
Holden's like,
outfit on.
yeah, Fenner,
new
old boy,
outfit.
you come join us. You can eat breakfast or if you would like.
He sure does act like he is quite his age, doesn't he?
Y'all are still here. Okay.
We have not been
Yeah,
here
we
all
live
night.
here.
I
All right.
mean,
Did you just waiting on me? Is that what you're doing?
no, we are going to Greenshade today, and
Oh.
we met here first. It's nothing to do with you. You happen
Having
to
a
be
bit
Yeah,
of
here.
there's
tea.
not a lot of places to meet, but
There's not even a library here. If
Okay,
you
all
believe
right, all
that.
right, all right.
Not sure why you would come to a town without one.
I'll
But
sit with y'all for.
Well, I believe that
you don't have to.
I believe that Jace, Lucia, and myself actually have to go get some supplies, so we will leave you in Dale's hands. She's a good host here. And
Oh,
We will go get our supplies for our trip to Greenshade. It was good seeing you this morning. Hopefully come back maybe with some news from Greenshade for you.
You as well, I guess. All right. Well, I'll see y'all later. I guess I'll sit with Dail. Dail just sleep good last night?
Yeah, pretty good. What about you?
Yeah.
Did you have any weird dreams or?
No, you know how sometimes you sleep and it's like you just feel like you blinked and you woke back up?
No.
Oh, well, that's kind of what I did last night. Like, not really any dreams, just zonked out. You know, a lot going on yesterday.
Yeah.
You were there for most of it.
Yeah, sorry that happened. I left you some food.
I know. I
just
woke
in
up
case.
really late at night and I could smell it on my bedside, and I ate most of it. The bread was a little hard, but it was good. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so what are you going to do today?
Probably go talk to Thorn again.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We talked last night.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess we're just going to try to figure out what's going on in life right now. He's going to talk to me about fishing. I'm still against it. Don't want to do it. It's too boring. I don't want to just throw a net. I don't want to just throw a net over a boat for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I get it.
I can't see myself doing that for the next 50 years.
Ugh, yeah.
What do you want to do?
I don't know. Probably just run my parents' business, keep doing that.
Okay. Who are your parents?
Well, my family is the Thistlebluffs. They make the soaps and medicinal ointments and things. So I'll probably just do that. I like to help them, so.
So you're just kind of hanging out here today while the other three go to Greenshade?
Oh no, I'm going to Greenshade.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going with them. That sounds exciting. That's like an adventure.
It does sound like an adventure. It sounds maybe dangerous. Who are y'all going to search for?
I think his name is Alden.
Alden.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I just kind of stop listening to what they say.
Do they talk a lot?
Yeah, they really like to talk.
I'm not going to lie. It sounds like some of the stuff they talk about is kind of boring.
Sometimes, especially with old guy Holden. Sometimes he says some really crazy stuff, and I have to say, "What is he talking about?"
Is that what everybody calls him? Is old man Holden?
I don't think so, but we should totally get that started.
We should. Yeah, we should.
Although he's like 25. He's just like 150.
Yeah. So you're heading out to Greenshade.
Yep.
Well, good luck.
Well, thanks. Good luck with your day too.
I'm gonna try.
Hopefully, some answers. You get some answers.
Is
soon.
it weird? Like I was thinking in bed last night that like if what everybody is saying is true and like Thorn is really my brother and I was, like 40-ish years old, then I really do I want to go back to that? Like, cause then I would just lose 15 years of my life? Or would it even feel like that?
I don't know, man.
I kind of want to stay
Those
young.
are some deep questions.
I know. Yeah. All right. Well, if you ever come back to Glen, I'll be around.
Oh, okay, cool. You're kind of too old for me, but
I didn't mean it
oh,
like that, Dail. I mean, you gotta.
yeah. But I'm excited to help you.
Thank you.
The young version of you.
Yeah, I didn't mean the old version.
Yeah,
of me.
I knew the old version
That
of
would be
you.
weird.
So this is weird. So
Yeah. I mean, it would be kind of weird, like if whatever. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna head down to the docks.
Oh, okay. Well, cool beans. Have a good day.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye. He heads out.
Just like gets up.
I ship them. All right, on our way. Let's go. We're going to Greenshade.
That's the attitude I need right there.
That was Tyler.
I got my satchel full of snacks, Cliff Bars, canteen of water.
Dail, how was your conversation with Fenner? Young Fenner.
Yeah, it was okay. He's a nice guy. His old self was nice too. The young self is nice as well.
I will say young Fenner was a lot of fun. And he was a lot more spry and seemed actually a lot happier at that age than he was as a fisherman later on in his days.
He kind of mentioned that. He's just kind of worried that he'll have to go back to his old age and then...
Were you fun?
I've always just been more, I'm an anxious person. I've always had to kind of look out for my family, and my family's always looked out for me. And so fun, sure, at times, especially around family and when we have our get-togethers and things like that. But, in my younger days, I say younger, I am quite young for an elf. And so...
About how old are you?
Well, I am a little over 200 years old, but for an elf, that's, I would say, comparison to your mid-20s.
Oh, gosh, you're like my age.
I am, in elf, as an elf, yes. I am, but I am a little over 200 years old. I have seen a lot and been around for a long time. A lot of elves live to be 1,900 years old, depending with good age. So I am somewhat, for an elf, kind of more like you all.
Oh, all right. Well, you just don't talk like us, but...
No, I have been around for a long time.
Very well. Well,
doesn't mean I'm not fun. This has been a very jarring conversation we've been having here, and
you are
I've
exciting.
very much enjoyed it.
So heading to Greenshade. All right, so y'all begin the trek.
How are we walking, or
Yeah,
somebody give us something else? Oh,
no, we're walking.
Y'all can go purchase if you've got any.
We don't have
Clothing.
any money yet.
Okay. So y'all head on to Greenshade. Takes you about 8-9 hours to get there. The entire time you're walking along the edge of the Drarkana wilds.
I walk a lonely road.
Until you get to where you've got to turn into the Drarkana wild, and the forest has a path that goes through it, and these trees are, the bases of them are huge. There are big like vines growing on them. The roots, it's almost like the roots, the tree isn't all the way embedded into the ground. It looks like you can see the roots much more than you would see a normal tree. Eventually though, you come to the village of Greenshade as you crest a gentle rise in the forest path.
Did we ever see the third cabin?
No, you did not.
Did we notice anything along the path that seemed odd or awkward or...
Give me a perception check.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody give me a perception check.
21.
21?
Yes.
21.
Mhm.
See?
And a
20.
20.
Nice.
Nice.
And Jace,
Perception?
Yep.
6.
6.
Oh.
Jace doesn't see this.
Too busy.
But the other three
Script.
do. As you're about 15 minutes outside of Greenshade, and Holden is now the one kind of guiding you as he's been back and forth a few different times. You're seeing what looks to be just patches of it. It's not everywhere, just small patches here and there of vibrant undergrowth that looks out of place. It may be a super bright flower. It may be a little bit of thicket that isn't anywhere else in the forest y'all have seen. A really colorful bush, like with blue leaves on it. But every once in a while, if you aren't really paying attention, you just kind of walk along and you're like, this is the Drarkana wilds. Every once in a while, there's something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But you're seeing it a little more than you normally would as you get about 15 minutes outside of Greenshade. And the three of you pick it up. Jace does not.
Can I roll history to see if I...
Sure.
Like, I've seen it, but do I kind of recognize it and know what it
where
is?
it may
right.
be from. Yeah.
12. So
No.
yeah.
No.
Can I try?
Sure.
20.
27.
27?
I have a plus
History.
7. I have a plus 7.
You are able to pinpoint the exact location.
I made it.
You win. Ding, 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 ding. You immediately start connecting it to books you've read in the past on the Verdant Grove, which is a different plane of existence. It's very much like the Feywild would be, but it's a land or a plane. It's just like, think of like the magic fairy world. That's what it would be. And it looks like little bitty pieces of it is popping up around.
Oh wait, then would I recognize that? Like
Give me
as
a history check.
something. Oh, a 19. A 19 plus what?
The
History.
dice tell the story.
If like
Oh,
she
21.
wants to point this out to you, you could use a nature check to like determine like what it is. So yeah, so
17 nature check.
17 nature check.
Oh, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
14.
I would say Holden more so than y'all two. Actually, probably.
Not the foliage itself.
Yeah.
Like-
I think you would just kind of pick up on
Like I've seen it. I've kind of seen it.
I would say
don't
you've never seen it before.
Oh, you said that it was.
It's definitely from the Verdant Grove, but I don't think Holden
No.
would have ever been to the Verdant Grove.
But you were saying like if you've ever been in the wild, you every now and then you might see something like that.
No, I was saying
just
like
think
every
it's-
once, yes.
but this is
you're
more
knowing
patches
it's-
of.
Yeah, well, you're knowing it's more from the Verdant Grove, where the other stuff, you'd just be like, oh, that's just something in the Dracana Wilds.
Well, right, but what I'm saying is like okay.
This is out of the
Let me
ordinary.
clear. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
what you're saying
Even though
as
you've
far
made
as
the trip before, you've not
even
seen it.
you're right, that is not normal for that something like
Correct.
that's come up. Okay.
Correct,
Okay.
correct.
Okay. I thought you were saying like that every now and then something like that would come up and you might see one little thing here or there of it,
No,
but you don't. But
So,
now
like-
it's in patches. But what you're saying is yes.
yeah.
Okay,
What
no, it does,
what
okay.
I meant was like you may see like a colorful plant, and if you're not
Right.
really focused on like, hold on, this, even though it's colorful, there's something
That
different
one's very
about
different
this.
than the
Yeah,
normal
yeah,
colorful
yeah,
plant we
yeah.
see. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That makes sense.
Keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.
All right. So the village of Greenshade, about 15 minutes later, comes into view as you crest a gentle rise in this path that you're going down through the Dracana Wilds. It is nestled in the heart, and there are these towering oaks and a lot of undergrowth in Greenshade, which doesn't look out of place. It still looks normal. And it has this rustic charm to it. There is sunlight, just like Fenner was talking about, that is filtering through the dense canopy above, and it has this like pattern of trees as the trees are moving, like it's creating almost this like fairy forest vibe. It smells like wildflowers and wood smoke. Like combine those two, that's what it smells like. And as you look off, all these chimneys have smoke going up through them. It's a very modest settlement. It's a little bit bigger than Glen, not too much bigger. There are timber framed houses. There's that ivy that you saw earlier that is clinging to a ton of these buildings. Again, not out of place in the Dracana Wilds. And a lot of them have thatch roofs. To the east, if you look to the east, like right as you start to go out of the forest, there are a bunch of crop fields out there, and you see a few folks moving out and about.
Do we see any of these flowers that we saw on the trip?
I would say you notice. We'll get crazy. Roll a D12 for me.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
It's the one you've
I
never
never
rolled
used that
before.
mirror.
Dust all over it. 12.
12.
Plus what?
Nothing.
Oh, 8.
So you notice
Plus 12.
specifically as y'all get into town and you start walking around, before you start asking people like, where's the tavern? Where's the whatever? Have you seen Holden? Have you seen Alden? Before you start asking all these questions and talking to people, y'all just kind of mosey about. You kind of walk around for a little bit, and you notice there are exactly
12.
12
And I rolled a 12.
and there's these big flowers, pink flowers that are maybe 2 feet wide. They're
gosh.
huge. And there's one on like a tree, and then there's another on a tree. No tree has more than one on them, but you count as you go around, and there are exactly 12. And you even think in your head, okay, there's probably more than this, or there's probably less than this. And so as you're kind of moseying about again and going around, that's the only ones you can find are those 12.
And I know for certain, based on my high roll, that those are from the Verdant Grove.
Correct.
Which
A
she
lot.
told us about
She told y'all about the Verdant Grove. I don't know if she shared the 12 yet.
Well, not the 12, but I'm saying like we are now seeing those as like that's out of place because it's probably from the Verdant Grove.
Right.
All right. Remember back there when I pointed out those flowers?
Yeah.
They're from the Verdant Grove. Well, there are 12 here right now, and I can't find any more.
This is interesting.
Lots of 12s.
Lots of 12s.
What
Lots
does
of
12 have to do with anything?
And now I'm just thinking, perhaps you are correct in thinking maybe it's not so much time, but planes of existence and dimensions. And perhaps Fenner did come from somewhere else, not just
maybe
here.
We should ask around to see if anyone knows of Thorn and Fenner, and maybe we can grasp if we have crossed through some plane of existence of some kind to get here today to Greenshade.
Dail wants to go up to one of the big flowers and smell it.
Okay. Give me a smell check.
Okay. Because she's interested in that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah. What do we know about them?
Oh,
we rolled our nature checks, but do they have any like medicinal purposes? Do they have any like?
I would just say you probably wouldn't know because the amount of fauna and flora in the Verdant Grove is so vast.
Okay, that's fair.
And you've never really studied it per se that you just wouldn't know. Dail, as you go up to smell it, it smells a lot like a lilac.
Oh.
Because I would say smells of stuff. You don't know if the properties are the same or if it has a distant cousin of the lilac.
Yeah.
You don't know. But it smells like you're like, smells like lilac.
Smells good.
It's pretty.
Should we try to find that Arden?
Why don't we visit the tavern and just see if there's someone there that maybe has more information about the people here and has maybe seen someone strange come in or seen people leave, like Fenner and Thorn. Again, we don't know if we've crossed into some other kind of realm or if we are in our day. I think that would be a good place to start.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I would also like to go to a library or a place where there's information.
They don't have a library here in Greenshade either. It's a very small village, and there are a couple people who have more books than others, but
all right.
Maybe we can find a wise old person.
Or if there is a library. I've been here several times and have never seen one. So we can ask around, but I don't believe they do.
All right, to the tavern.
Let's go.
To the tavern.
So y'all head off to the tavern, which is titled the Greenleaf Inn. You walk in. There is a gnome sitting on a stool in a corner on a stage. And this is a very small stage. We're talking like, you're like 4x4. Very small, maybe a foot off the ground, if that. And this gnome is just playing a lute, which looks really big to him, like as he's sitting there playing. But he's just playing just very calm acoustic music as you walk in. And it is, oh gosh, I guess it's already almost dark. It is dark. It is dark, y'all, because it took you about 8-9 hours to get there, or it's starting to get dark. Like it's dusk. It's dusk. And you walk in, he's there. There are 2 people sitting at tables, sitting together at tables, 2 females. And then there is another gnome, a female gnome, behind the bar. And she actually comes out from behind the bar and goes to the 2 people. Looks like she's taking their order.
Just grab a table.
So y'all sit down. She walks over, not much long after, and says,
"Oh, welcome to Greenleaf. You all are obviously visitors in town. What can I get for you? How long will your stay be? Are you going to be staying at the Greenleaf Inn?"
We will probably need rooms for tonight at least.
Oh, excellent.
How do you know that we are visitors?
Well, I've never seen you here before.
It's that small?
It's not. Yes. Yes. Greenshade is not very big.
Oh, okay. I have nothing against it. I was just curious. We are just visiting.
Yes.
We've come over from Glen.
Oh.
And we are actually...
Not too far away. I've been to Glen a few times. Beautiful cobblestone roads.
Yes.
I wish they would do that here. Shh, don't tell anyone.
I do have a couple of questions, actually. Do you know a Thorn and Fenner?
Thorn, Fenner.
They're twins.
No, I don't know if I know any twins.
What's the last name?
In Greenshade.
Slate. Did you know any Slates that may once have lived here?
I don't. I've actually. How long ago were they here? I've only been here about 12 years now. I think it's 12 years.
Okay,
Yes.
It's been a while since they've lived here, so.
Oh, shh. Listen to this part of the song. It's so beautiful.
Oh no.
That was quite nice.
Elowin, when he tickles the lute like that, it just warms my soul. I'm sorry. What were you saying, honey?
Tickles the lute.
Yeah, don't say tickle.
I hate it.
Tickling the lute.
Have you have you had any other visitors to Greenshade of late in the past, say, week or so?
We've had a few people come in and out.
A man by the name of Holden is who we are looking for.
Alden.
Oh no.
Rest his soul.
Yes, for sure. What happened to him?
Yeah, what?
For sure.
For
We're
sure.
Scratch.
Well, Alden was murdered
What?
When would this have happened?
a couple of nights ago.
Just missed him.
Like 4 nights ago.
No, I don't believe it was that long ago. It was.
I guess it would have been
believe
5
it was
now.
2.
5 nights ago.
Well, not that. So it's more recently.
yeah.
So okay.
I want
Yeah.
to say maybe 2 nights ago.
was
Maybe
it
3.
an altercation, or
It's
was
been
it
quiet.
Or was
They
it?
don't quite know yet,
Oh,
or at least
okay.
they haven't announced anything.
Hey, somebody investigating this? I mean, this sounds small town.
I think the our elder is on it. I honestly I'm not
And
quite
who's your-
sure.
Who's your elder?
His name is Thrain.
Thrain. Is he? Where would we find Thrain?
Thrain would be he's a miner, so he would be well, he's probably at home now, but you can catch him in the morning at the mines.
Hey, is there any way that we can talk to Thrain?
Yeah, you probably could go to the mines in the morning.
Okay,
They're just right outside of town.
thank you.
You're welcome.
And do you know
Wow.
anything about the death? Do you?
They don't share a lot with me. I mean, I've heard some rumors, but
What are they?
other than that, Alden was. How much do you? Oh, actually, let me stop. I don't want to give away the farm. Why are you all asking about Alden? You're visitors from Glen. And that is it for this week's 20 Sides. Don't forget to tune in each week as Jace, Dail, Holden, and Lucia venture across Aberynth. Don't forget to subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/20sides, where there are free options, $5 options, and $10 options to help support our podcast. Follow us on all the socials everywhere at 20 Sides Pod. And per usual, we couldn't do this without the atmospheric background tracks from Monument Studios and TabletopAudio.com. We will see you right here next week on 20 Sides.